If you want to set up over here, yeah. I would probably, just because there's still some over here that are free. If you want to, I can move that mat and just use them for spares over here for people who don't got one. Alexis, I'll be your instructor today. I'm so grateful that all of y'all beautiful people are here. We'll probably wait like a minute or two for the folks who are still joining. My quick spiel is, one, you all know your body the best. This is the first time I'm meeting a lot of you. So even though I have my idea of what our practice will be today, if at any point you're experiencing any discomfort or maybe you just simply don't want to do what I suggest, listen to your body. My only requirement is that you breathe through the movements and have a good time. When planning to teach in spaces like this, I always remind myself that this might be someone's first time or first time in a while to a wellness and movement class, not necessarily just yoga. So I always make sure that I am super welcoming, super inviting, but also making sure that I offer up a range of suggestions. If you've taken my class before, studio or otherwise, you know I always got options. I like options. Just because they do offer a more inviting environment for all people, but especially for folks who it's their first time. So I want them to feel supported and welcomed and safe in classes with me. It's been a while, like I said earlier, so I think it was about 45 to an hour flow, give or take. And then after that, there's a surprise at the end. So keep watching. I don't like saying cheese. Ready? Yay! Woo! We sat down with Sierra, who's going to talk a little bit more about the Hyde Park Art Center in Chicago. Small disclaimer, there is a little bit of environmental noise in the background, so to offset that, we do have some captions that'll be available on the bottom of the screen.
I'm Sierra, and I'm the Public Programs Manager here at the Hyde Park Art Center. Do a ton of stuff and free events for the community to tie together our exhibitions, our residency, and our education departments, programs also. So today we're hosting a free event called Hyde Park Art Center, and it's a wellness event. We're really trying to bring awareness to mental health and groundedness also. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so today we have a sound bath happening, there's a yoga class, an artist will be teaching an art making activity where you can create your own affirmation cards, and that artist is one of our resident artists, Rhonda Wheatley. We have a residency department that brings in Chicago artists to engage with community. They have a studio space that can make work, and they have that for a year. We also have the only international residency in Chicago as well, which is really great to bring artists from across the globe to engage with our communities here also. We got free classes as well, or contribute what you can through our open arts program. Anything from ceramics, making, photography, you name it. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We're at the cafe, which is also attached to the Hyde Park, so that's what you hear in the background.
You've made it to the surprise. All right, so if you're interested in watching, there is a little behind the scenes of an interview with CAN TV, which is Chicago Access Network. And I am speaking with Ayana, who is a journalist, or was at the time, with them. So keep watching. I exist.
Really out here. I feel that all the time.
Ooh.
You can think about it for a moment. Just let me know when you're ready. Okay. So today you were doing yoga.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about how the event went.
The event, in my opinion, went really well. Received back feedback I received from the participants that it was very relaxing. It was great because they were able to calm their body. They learned some new things. I had a first timer here, so that's always great for me as a educator in wellness. Yeah, I don't know, I enjoyed myself just because I started practicing yoga in wellness spaces like this, community centered, and that's a big part about everything that I do is finding ways that people feel safe in wellness, particularly yoga. So yeah, I think it was great.
How long have you been doing yoga?
So I started practicing yoga in my undergraduate year, so it's been like a decade or so, and I've been teaching locally in Chicago for about 2 years.
How has teaching helped your yoga expand?
Yeah, so I'm someone who's, in everything that I do, I approach life as a student first. And so being a yoga teacher, understanding that perfectionism doesn't exist. And so the language of practice, a yoga practice, helps me personally when I'm leading, but then also knowing that when I'm instructing a class, I'm also learning and a student as well. So it's this duality and reciprocity within the relationship of teaching and practicing. What you gonna ask?
How do you approach life when things are troubling? You know, this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, so talk about how yoga can play a part in,
Absolutely. Yeah, I got you. Okay, I'm gonna ground myself in that. Yoga's been a significant tool for me, and especially thinking about the mindfulness and how it's more than just being on a mat and doing postures. I found it when I was an undergrad, learning what anxiety was and learning how to navigate that. It was something that was new for me, and I was able to find a healthier, holistic way to manage all of the emotional things that I was feeling and going through. And yoga had a lot to do with that. And so just thinking about, for me, it's my greatest tool that I have in my backpack.
You talked about trying to get out of those ways of being a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about how, yoga has been, what's the word? Like, getting that out of you to just being
just
a
accepting
person,
just
accepting that you're making mistakes and
so it took me a while to get here, but so I'm in my 30s now, but when I started I was early 20s, so super limber, more limber, flexible, all of these things. However, when I was practicing yoga, I was so scared to do inversions, so being on my head doing headstands, super scared, practiced for a while, and I was just no. And then when I became an instructor, I had this, new confidence and new insight, and it was bro, it's okay to fall. This is dialogue I'm having with myself, it's okay to fall. And so I learned that in my practice, it's gonna look different every day. And that's something that I'm probably worded in a different way, but in each of my classes, I invite people to accept where they are, and knowing that even though you've done these postures before several times, maybe it might feel different, and that's okay. And that's what I believe helps kind of rid this attraction to perfectionism, because perfectionism doesn't exist except for in our minds, and then it's that's only for that moment. And so using yoga to accept what is right in front of you, and that's the moment, whatever you're feeling in that moment, and knowing that everything comes and goes. And so when we work on, it's a lot to work on and it's a lot to deal with. It's not easy, but when we practice it consistently, then we're able to get a better connection and understanding with ourselves, with our practice, and then with our community. And I talk about community a lot just because that is the world that I exist within.
Talk more about community.
Yeah, so community for me, I work at the intersection of art, education, and wellness, and so wearing various hats. But for the last decade or so, I've been a teacher, a performing artist, a wellness leader, and community has been that focal point in all of the roles and all of the titles that I've had. And so that's what is important for me as a yoga teacher whenever I step into these places, because I've got teachers in the room, I've got parents in the room, I've got business owners in the room, all of these people coming together for a shared purpose, and that is healing, calming, and just community. And I think that's the best way to say it.
And if you made it this far, I just want to first say thank you so much. Before you go, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, comment, do all the things. Lastly, if you would love me to bring community wellness or corporate wellness into a space that you're in, let me know. And now we've got the sounds of Jay Taylor, who was also in the space the same day. And if you're into it, keep listening.